Hello everyone, welcome to today's video on AutoCAD exercises. If you are just starting out with AutoCAD or want to improve your drafting skills, this video is for you. We will cover some simple yet powerful practices that will help you understand the basic commands of the AutoCAD. By the end of this video, you will be more confident in using AutoCAD tools and ready to create your own designs. Welcome to my channel, CADman Tutorials. Today we are going to create this drawing in AutoCAD. So let's get started. So before creating any drawing, first you need to look out for the references so that you can build the drawing one by one. So here I try to take this center line and this center line as a reference and start building this profile first, and then offset this line to a distance of 158 to get this 120 dimension line, and then keep on building with the references given from the top line as 29, 38 and 44, these reference holes. So let's get started. So first I take a line. So in order to make it ortho, the shortcut for making ortho lines is F8. Just press F8 and create a line, and from the midpoint of this create a line and stretch this to a distance. Now I have created these two center lines, and for the reference sake, I just keep these lines solid instead of center lines. So let's check it out why I have not used this as a center lines right now. Here the dimension is given from the center is 45 and 45 to the either ends. So offset 45 and 45. Now from here it's 12 and from here it's 12, but this profile is starting from the above of the center line and this has come below the center line. So first we try to create the circle of radius 18. Say circle, give the radius as 18. Now I'll just trim out by giving command TR, enter. I trim out these two parts and draw a line, L, enter. Click on this and come down to give a dimension value of 12. So I give 12. So now I'll just to trim out the extra parts. This. Now I try to offset it from this end point. The length given is 15. So I try to offset to 15 to the left. And now I try to join the line from here to here and trim out the other lines. So here one more step which is there of length 4. So what I try to do is 12 minus 4 is 8. So I still have this line over here. I offset through 8. See, now I have got this step. So I'll try to trim out the extra part. So now I have got the required profile. In the similar way, we try to create this profile too. So here I got a solid line. First, I try to offset to 12. And so 12 minus 9 is 3. So I try to offset to 3. Now, from this end, there is a step called here with a dimension of 15. So I take offset 15. From here I offset to 15. Now I try to trim off all other construction lines which I have taken for building up this profile. TR. So I trim it out. I trim this out, trim this out, I trim this out, I trim this, I trim this, I trim this, and delete this. And I try to trim out this line. And I try to trim out this line, and I try to trim out this line. And I remove this line. And here, there is a circle. Here you can see this arc, that we can create a circle from the same center of this circle that we have created with a radius of 36. Say circle C, enter, come to the same center point and give the radius value as 36. Now you can trim out the unwanted profile. So I try to trim out this, and even this. Oh, sorry. So this has to be extended over here. And today I'm going to teach you another command. So other than the extend, that you can make this arc touch with this line. So one is extend. So you can extend. This is one way, and there is another way that you can extend, that is lengthen dynamically. dy, enter, and you can bring it out and move this over here. So in this case, it's better to extend this line. So here, I just go for trim, enter, and trim it out. So now, I try to make a small circle over here and trim out these other parts. Because I wanted the center lines equally distributed from the center. So now okay. I'll just leave it here and let's go constructing the other part. So from here, the distance is 158. So I try to offset 158 and move it here, place it over here. So this I try to, this is the center line. So I wanted to move it till the end of this part, right? So what I try to do is I try to stretch it. Give a command called S, enter. Select the portion of the area that you wanted to stretch. Say enter and move it. So now you can stretch a line along that direction. So there are two ways that you can pull this out, and you can. But here when you use these nodes for stretching out, then the OSNAP settings you need to off it. So go for F3 to switch off the OSNAP settings, and then you can place it. So I try to extend this line till here, and I try to offset. See, because this line dimension is 20, I try to offset the same line to 10 either sides. So this is 10 and this is 10. I try to extend this line till here. And now I try to delete these construction lines. Sorry. Before deleting those construction lines, I try to trim this line and then remove it so that I get the dimension of this line is 20. Now, the next thing is we need to construct this profile and the inside profile. So first I try to offset to 18 either side to get this 36 value. Offset 18 here. So I try to trim till here and remove the extra lines. So even I try to remove the internal part. And now if you check out here, from here, the dimension for this circle is circle diameter 14 is 29. So I try to offset to 29. And again I offset to 38. And again I offset to 40. So now these are the center lines for creating this circle, these circles, and this circle. So first I try to make this radius 36, but the radius 36 is starting from the midpoint of this arc and the center line. So there is no value given for this center line. So what we try to take is like from this center, because this circle and this arc is making the same center line, center. If this is 14, from here to here it will be a radius 14, right? So better, okay, this is, okay, radius 14. So we try to create a circle here with diameter 14. And we make one more circle with the radius 14. Okay, and copy and move a line from this point to this point. So now from here, if you start constructing the circle radius, this outer circle radius 36. So now I try to trim out these extra lines to create my profile. Okay, and in order to get these tangent lines from this circle, so what we need to do is just click it here, go here, and if your off snap settings are on, for going into a OSNAP, just say OSNAP, enter, and here you can see like object snapping. You can see if this tangent is on, if you click this line and move to the circle, then automatically you can see the tangent line and the line snaps to the tangent point. So now I try to trim out these two, and okay, now I try to create this radius 8. So that means I try to offset this line 8 either side. Okay, so again from this line, so this is the center line for these two small holes, but for this radius 8 we need to offset to a distance of 17. So I say offset 17 from here, and from here I create a circle of radius 8 so that I get this profile. So now I trim out the extra lines that is not required for the drawing. So, and I try to delete this, and I try to trim out the internal part. So here, if you see, there is another profile over here with a radius of 20, and the frame from the same center of this circle, there is another radius of 20 is forming over here. So we try to take a circle from this point and give a radius of 20. Now we try to trim out the extra parts. I try to trim out this, and I try to trim out here, here, here. So now I got the required profile, which is in the similar way. But one thing is, there is a fillet over here, but here we have got a sharp corner. So in order to get a fillet with these two, go and give a fillet, enter radius, and this radius is of 5 dimension. 5, click here and click here. So similar way on the other side, give fillet radius of 5 here and here. So we don't require this, the other part of the circle. So we try to remount. Now you have got the required profile. And one more thing, we delete these 2 lines, and there is a circle of dia 12. So go for a circle, give diameter, say 12. Sorry, say circle, come to this point, say dia and 12. And in the similar way, we have got 2 circles over here. So at this point, sorry, at this point. So in order to extend this a little bit, because the center lines we need from center line for these 2 circles, we need from this point to this point. So there is a command called lengthen dynamically, DE, enter, and say 5, give value, and click on this. If you say 5, automatically it extends to a length of 5 on the other side. So now you got the required length. And see the dimension value for these 2 circles is 34. That means from the center it is 17 either side. So I try to offset 17 on the other side. So I try to create a circle on the intersection point of these 2 center lines. So I say, so this dimension is given as 2 holes. 2 holes in the sense, this is 1 hole and this is another hole. So from here I go D 10, and similarly I come here and say enter, because previously I have given the dimension as 10 and automatically the system takes the value as 10. So here everything is fine. So now I need to remain these lines a little bit as a center line and remove the other lines. In order to trim, so there is another command called break. We can use break to remove the other part of the lines. Say for break, say BR, enter, click from where you wanted to remove the line, on which side. So say click here and remove it here, and here also click here and remove it. The similar way you can do it for the 2 circles. Now we have got the top profile to be created. So here I'll just take a line and draw a line into this profile, and I try to remount the other part. So finally our profile is ready, but the thing is we have missed with the fillets. So we start giving fillets from here and complete the drawing. So fillet radius 8 in the sense here also 8, and actually it should be typical 8 in the sense, or 2 into 8. So this radius and this radius will be radius 8, and this will be radius 6. So fillet radius 8. Now you got the required profile, and now go for a fillet radius of 6. So now you got a radius of 6 here, and in these corners the radius is 6. Go for 6 again. So this is your required drawing. Now we need to convert these center lines into the center lines properties. So click all the center lines. Go to the line properties and select your center line. So as the line type scale is very small, just go and click Control 1. You'll get the required properties of that line. So increase this to 5. Say 5. Now you have got the required profile. So in order to give a difference, I'll just make this solid lines into another color so that it looks little. So, oh, sorry, here we need to trim out this part. So select all the solid lines and go to the color properties and give a different color. So that you can clearly see the visible part will be in a solid line, and you can see the center lines are in a different color. And now we are going to give the final thing is the dimensions. So I'll just try to move this down and move little away from this and start giving dimensions. So the first dimension is from here to the bottom is 158, and similar way from here to here is 29. And if you say enter, the system will take the previous command into account. So it is 38, say enter. In AutoCAD, you can use spacebar as an enter. And again, I say enter from this point to this point. It's 17. So, and from here to here, it is 12. And from here to here, it's 4. And from this end to the midpoint is 45, and from here to here it is again 45. And go enter, and this is again 12, and from here to here it's 9. I'll just switch off or snap so that it don't snap to the endpoints or whatever the instructions it is showing. So I'll just try to switch off F3. Switch off. So now, is there any other dimensions need to be given? Okay, here you got from F3, I'll go here for F3 to select the edges, say 34. And okay, now here to give the dimension from here to here, because the value here is 36 from here to here. But if you take these points, you'll get a different value. In order to get rid of this, what we need to do is, if you have got any arcs or this kind of curved edges, if you wanted to give an exact dimension, what we need to do is go for lengthen and say dy. Dynamically click this and extend to a certain distance. In a similar way, extend it. So trim this part and click on this and create a small circle. Say enter and trim out the extra part. In the similar way here. So lengthen dynamically and click this, extend these two edges, say trim, copy the same circle from this point to this point and remove the extra part of this extended lines. And now if you try to give the dimension from this edge to this edge, you will get the value exactly. So this is the way that you can give a dimension to these kind of small arcs or any curves. So the other dimension I left out is 20. Now we try to give all other radius and diameters. So go to radius diameter, select this, give us 36, select this, say radius 5, say this radius as R6, and now go to diameter and give this value as diameter 14. And again, let's give first diameter values. This is 10 and this is 12. So now we'll go and give the radius values. So this radius is 20 and this radius is 6. And this radius is 8. And this radius is 18. This radius is 36. And this radius is R8. And this is R14. And these values I have forgot. So from here to here it is 15. And from this end to this point is 15. So finally we have done with the drawing. And if you have got any doubts, you can mail me at cadman16414@gmail.com if you have got any doubts, or you can comment me on my channel. Thank you.